Myra, look at this art. This is called The Path of the Lovers. And I drew it inversed. And I don't know if you know anything at all about tarot cards, but if you don't, then don't worry about it. If you do, and the inverse has you trembling suddenly, don't be trembling, because according to the wisdom traditions, if we're looking at them in an inverse direction, we're talking about the manifestation into creation, our intentional manifestation into creation, our intentional manifestation into creation. And when we're looking at them in the upward position, we're talking about the spiritual aspirant's journey back to the so-called God consciousness, back home, so to speak. Kundalini goes up, Kundalini goes down. Kundalini rises to the crown, and she descends into the heart. The marriage is complete in the third eye and resting in the heart, where the Bodhisattva, having rejected Buddhahood, is now free to serve, consciously, intentionally. And the path of the lovers is that path that we see from, I call it a path because according to the wisdom tradition that is Kabbalah, there is a tree of life. And in this tree of life, we see 10 spheres, where the ace through 10 cards are represented as various dimensions of our existential reality. And between these 10 spheres, we see 22 paths connecting these spheres, showing our approach to various aspects of our being, intentional approaches. And this is how we use the cards in conjunction with our intentional spiritual journey. Descending, the lovers finds itself on a path from a Kundalini which is activated as understanding, not in the crown, but as understanding in either temple, as opposed to the seat of wisdom. We have the seat of intuitive understanding, descending into the heart. So we talk about often receiving downloads from on high. Downloads is a common phrase these days for intuitive understanding. We all have access to the same source. We're all moved about like puppets by the same force. Yes, there's a free will. Of course, we move according to our free will, but we are little bits of God. Here's God talking to God about God right now, all sparks of the same force, alive in us, right? We talk about being awake, finding a self that is already us. We are, verily, that bliss, that source, that essential consciousness. And we receive understanding from that, even when we don't have the wisdom to back it up, the experiential wisdom, the learning from guides or from scripture or from academic sources. When we don't have knowledge to back it up, still we receive the understanding, and it's very often the dilemma of the spiritual aspirant that can't reconcile this understanding that's coming into their heart from sources unknown. Hey, how do I know that I know this? I do know it, and I have to kind of be confident that I know it. And having that confidence in a world that's telling me that no, it's absolutely not true, is often really, really hard. And so we seek validation, and this is why validation is sometimes so important, just to know that we're not alone, but also to see what the to see what the sages who have gone before us, those who were wise enough to leave breadcrumbs for those that they knew were going to follow after them, see what the sages had to say about that experience. The path of the lovers is tracing the path from that intuitive understanding into the heart, and allows you to abide in the heart, which is the purpose of yoga. You know, in one statement, it is a psychophysical practice of learning to recall, recollect our essential nature, but also to abide in that nature 24/7. We don't want to leave. I mean, everybody has glimpses of the enlightenment every single day. We can just zone out and feel the sun on our face and be in the clouds for a second and feel the bliss and recall our true nature every day. Everybody does it, sure, but it's abiding there that really, really allows us to flower, really, really allows us to blossom and serve our visions of joy, serve our community, serve our families. It's where the Bodhisattva resides. This is the path of the lovers. I hope this means something to you this morning.